What's going on, guys? Andrew Hayes here, finally with another video. I know it's been so long, but there's a reason, and that's because I'm doing my summer movie season review. So basically what a summer movie season review is, or what my summer movie season review is, I'm going to review all the movies that I've seen in the summer, and I did this for a reason because I thought it'd be just something different and cool to do. And the summer movie season started in May with the Avengers and ended now. So, yeah. I already did my review on the Avengers, so I will not be reviewing Avengers for the second time. But I am going to start with the second movie that I saw after... the movie I saw after the Avengers, and that is Mad Max Fury Road. Now, Mad Max Fury Road stars Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron, and it is directed by George Miller, who directed the rest of the series. This is the fourth Mad Max movie, and I had not seen the previous ones. This one has really nothing to do with the previous ones, but I did not really know what to expect coming into this movie, and I was surprised. I really enjoyed this movie. And Charlize Theron, I think, is the main star of this movie. Tom Hardy doesn't really... Not that he doesn't do much, but... You really go into the movie who Tom Hardy plays Max, or Mad Max, but... I personally think that Charlize Theron is the main star of this movie. She does the most. And that villain really looked a lot like Bane. He was like an overweight Bane, but he was a badass overweight Bane. And this movie was awesome. And I really liked the effects. There's not much CGI, if any CGI in this movie. And a lot of the practical effects, there's a lot of car explosions, and they use real cars, and I really, really like that. And I'm giving Mad Max Fury Road a 5 out of 5 stars. The next movie is Pitch Perfect 2. Now, Pitch Perfect 2, this one is directed by Elizabeth Banks, making her directorial debut? I think it's hers. But yeah, it's directed by Elizabeth Banks and stars all the stars from the first one. Anna Kendrick, Rebel Wilson, Skylar Austin, all the same people. Yeah, it stars Elizabeth Banks. And this one, not that I was expecting it to be good, because I saw the first one, I liked the first one, and I wasn't really expecting this one to be good. Comedy sequels are very hard to do, and there's only a very minimal amount of comedy sequels that I like better. Well, this one was good, and there's very few that exceeded the first one. One that comes to mind for me is 22 Jump Street. And this movie is no 22 Jump Street. My biggest problem with the movie is the music is not as good, the jokes aren't as good, and my biggest problem with the movie is the ending. Basically what happens in this movie is the Barton Bellas are these superstars now after the first one. And they do something that they're not supposed to do, and they're banned from competing. And what happens is, to get back into competing, they have to compete in the World Championship. And, spoiler alert, I'm sorry if you haven't seen this movie, but they win. It's so obvious that they are going to win. And then there's this rival group called the Das Sound Machine. They're a German group, and my biggest problem is that I really enjoyed Das Sound Machine's final performance, and the Barton Bellas I hated, to be honest, and the Barton Bellas ended up winning, and that really pissed me off, but it was an enjoyable movie. The music wasn't as good, the jokes weren't as good, but I am giving this movie a 3 out of 5 stars. The next movie that I will be reviewing is Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland is, I guess, based off, not the ride, but it's, Tomorrowland is a place in Disney World. And this movie is, I guess, about this girl who finds a pin and she has to make her way to Tomorrowland. And a lot of people were excited about this movie because it's an original concept, and there's not a lot of original concepts in Hollywood, and they're doing a lot of sequels and remakes and reboots. And a lot of people complained about this movie, and I don't know why. I really enjoyed this movie. I mean, I get why a lot of people were meh about it, and it's because of the last third. The villain was underwhelming. The ending was underwhelming, but it stars Britt Robinson, George Clooney, and please forgive me, I can't remember, there's this little girl who I really enjoyed in this movie who steals the show. Michael Key's in this movie, which I can't complain about that. He's always a good time. And I really do enjoy this movie. George Clooney, great actor, does it. And Britt Robinson is really good. I really hope I see more of her. And I really like getting to Tomorrowland and all that. But like I said before, the last third of the movie is very underwhelming. The villain's very underwhelming. And yeah, I'm giving this movie a 4 out of 5 stars. The next movie I will be reviewing is Insidious 3. Now, Insidious 3 is not a sequel, but a prequel to both Insidious 1 and 2, and it makes this trilogy. And I'm not the biggest horror fan. I do like horror franchises, in particular Scream and the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, even though some of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise movies aren't that good, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Insidious 3, and I am a fan of the first one and the second one, and I wasn't really all that excited about it going into it because it is not directed by James Wan, who I love him as a horror director. The Conjuring was great, both Insidiouses were great too, but this surprised me. This movie stars Stephanie Scott, and I think she does an awesome job. My problems with this movie, though, are that I really like the backstory on, because there's for those who have seen the first and second one, there's the girl, well, not the girl, but the woman who's kind of the psychic that takes you into the Further, which is the place where the demons lived and the ghosts live. And I really like how she it explains all that, and then explains her. And she actually, when you start the movie, she is not. Well, she was the psychic, but now she's not. She doesn't really like doing it because of creepy stuff happening. And the last time she does it, or the last time she did it, an old woman says she was gonna kill her. And for those who have seen the first and second one, hopefully you know who this old woman is, because I thought that was really neat. But my biggest problem is the demon, and they don't really go into the backstory of the demon, and I would have liked to go into the backstory of the demon, and it kind of was a little bit too long. But yeah, I did enjoy this one better than the second one. And another big problem that I had with this movie, which is my own fault, there's nothing wrong with the movie, but I went to go see this on a Friday night, the day it came out. And oh boy, was that a mistake, because it's rated PG-13, and there's a bunch of 12 and 13-year-olds watching that movie, and they would not shut the hell up. Oh boy. My own fault, though. I am giving this movie 3.5 out of 5 stars. The next movie I am going to see is Jurassic World. Now, Jurassic World. I loved Jurassic Park. The second one and third one I'm not too crazy about. So, I mean, this movie I was excited about because, I mean, it's a Jurassic Park movie. Who isn't excited about a Jurassic Park movie? This movie is directed by Colin Trevorrow and stars everybody's favorite person ever, apparently, Chris Pratt. Stars Bryce Dallas Howard, Vince D'Onofrio, who I personally really liked. But my biggest problem with the movie is the two little kids. I don't think they have a place in the movie. They're annoying, and they just explore all these subplots in this movie with these two kids that make no sense whatsoever. And speaking of subplots, there are too many subplots in this movie that make no sense But nonetheless, it is an entertaining movie. It is the best Jurassic Park sequel by far, which isn't really saying much, but it is the best Jurassic Park sequel. I'm giving this movie a 4 out of 5 stars. The next movie I am not seeing, but reviewing is Inside Out. Now, Inside Out is a Pixar movie. Everybody who doesn't love a Pixar movie? Well, I haven't been too crazy on the past few 6 Pixar movies. Brave sucked, in my opinion. Cars 2 sucked, and Monsters University I liked, but it wasn't as good as, Monsters Inc. or, Toy Story or Up or all these other Pixar movies. So, Inside Out was, I think, a return to form for Pixar. It is a great film. My favorite animated feature of the year so far. And yeah, by far, it is the best animated movie I've seen, and we will go to the other animated movie I saw this year. And yeah, we'll just get to that one later. But Inside Out, I like how it explores all the different emotions, and the voice acting is great. Lewis Black, oh my god, he steals the show. But all the other voice actors are good, and it hits you in the feels quite a few times. And yeah, I'm giving this movie a 5 out of 5 stars. All right, the next movie I am reviewing, Terminator Genisys. It's not a bad. Yes, it is a bad movie, but it's not awful. It's the best Terminator sequel since Terminator 2, but that's not saying much because Terminator 3 was garbage. Terminator Salvation was a piece of shit. My biggest problem with the movie is Jai Courtney. My god, it should be illegal for him to it should be illegal for him to act because he is awful. He is boring, he is bland, he should never act again. He sucks. He is up there. He's like Hayden Christensen, and he is like Jaden Smith. Just awful actors who just should stop acting. Like, god damn it. Arnold Schwarzenegger does do great in this movie. I really enjoyed him. And, fuck, I can't remember her name. But the girl from Game of Thrones, whatever the fuck her name is, which upsets me right now that I can't remember her name because I am a huge Game of Thrones fan. But I can't remember her name. She does alright. But, this movie, this really pains me. Just stop making Terminator movies. Just stop it. T2 was fine. You should have left it at that. 2.5 out of 5 stars. Oh boy. This next movie really pissed me off, and that is Minions. Oh boy. This movie fucking sucks. Like Despicable Me 1 and 2 were great. And Minions were the best part in this movie. But I no longer like the Minions because of this movie. This movie sucks. The Minions are annoying. The jokes aren't funny. This movie sucks. This movie was purely made for money. And I just get mad thinking about it. And this is the one of 3 movies this year, or this review, too, that I am giving a 0 out of 5 stars. This movie fucking sucks. Alright, on a happier note, the next movie I'm reviewing is Trainwreck. Now, I wasn't really too excited for this movie, but I went into it, and it was really good. Amy Schumer and Bill Hader do awesome, and John Cena and LeBron James are in it. And for those who don't know, I am a big WWE fan and a big NBA fan, and I don't particularly like either of them, but they both do really good jobs in this movie. The acting is funny, the comedy is funny, it was entertaining throughout the whole thing. It was really good. It's basically a love story about Amy Schumer, who basically has one-night stands with all these guys, and just wants one-night stands with all these guys, but she meets Bill Hader and wants more than a one-night stand from him, and it builds from there, and it is such a good movie. 4.5 out of 5 stars for that movie. The next movie I am seeing is Ant-Man. I'm a big superhero comic fan, and I know of Ant-Man. I know not many people knew who Ant-Man was, but I knew who Ant-Man was. Even then, I still wasn't too thrilled about this movie. Paul Rudd is in it, and I really like him. Michael Pena's in it. Michael Douglas is in it. Evangeline Lilly's in it, and they all do good. Especially Michael Pena. He steals the show in that movie. Man, is he really good. But this movie is really good. And I like it because it's a smaller movie, and it doesn't try to be this big movie like all the other Marvel movies, and it's different. It's basically a heist film. Like, Avengers is an action movie. I feel that Winter Soldier is a spy movie, and this one is a heist movie, and it reinvents itself like every other Marvel movie. And I do like this one better than Age of Ultron, surprisingly, because Age of Ultron, not that it was disappointing, but this Age of Ultron had a lot of problems with it that I just couldn't get past. And this one, I mean, I'm rating them, they're both the same. This one's a 4.5 out of 5 stars too. But this movie, I do like better than Age of Ultron. Oh man, this next movie. Well, I got a question for you guys. What is going to happen when you get two comedian actors who just aren't funny anymore to star in a movie about video games? Don't know the answer? Well, the answer is your brain turns into pixels. And that's exactly what happened after I saw Pixels. Man, this movie sucks so bad. Holy shit, I hated this movie. And I am a big video game fan. For those who don't know, check out Purple Couch Gaming, because I do like video games. There's proof. Go to Purple Couch Gaming, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. But, man, I like Pac-Man. And, man, Adam Sandler and Kevin James, I just can't stand them anymore. Whew. Man, and the worst part is, I just don't... Kevin James is the president, and I just can't believe that Paul Blart is the president. Like, who would believe that? You know... This movie, man. And... the guy who voices Olaf in this movie, can't really remember his name, too. And... every 2 seconds, it seems like he's screaming about something. Like, why the fuck do you need to scream about everything? Like, holy fuck! Jesus fucking Christ. My favorite part of this movie was when it ended. Not because the ending was great, because the movie fucking ended, and I didn't have to go through the pain anymore. Jesus fucking Christ. This movie also gets a 0 out of 5 fucking stars. The next movie is Ted 2. Now, Ted 2 is the sequel to Ted, stars Mark Wahlberg and the guy who made Family Guy, which his name is Seth MacFarlane, and I really like Family Guy because Seth MacFarlane is awesome. Now, Ted, I liked it, and that movie holds a special place in my heart because it is the first and so far the only movie that I had to sneak into to watch it. It was a fun time, and I really liked Ted. Ted 2, it's like I said with Pitch Perfect 2. It is very hard to do a comedy sequel and make it just as good or better than the first one. And Ted 2, it's funny. It's funny. Like the first one, the ending kind of sucks. I like Amanda Seyfried in the movie. She does funny. Morgan Freeman is awesome. And there's a lot of cameos in this movie. And there's just one cameo in this movie that just... I couldn't stop laughing. Like, there are times where I'm laughing my ass off in this movie. And that's a good thing. But in Ted 1, the first Ted, I was laughing my ass off a lot more. And this movie could have been better. I really hope they don't make a third one, because then there was no reason for the second one. There would be no reason for a third one. But Ted 2, enjoyable, 3 out of 5 stars. Now, this next movie is a movie that I have been looking forward to for a long time, and that is Southpaw. This movie stars my favorite actor, not of all time, not even right now, but he is definitely one of my favorite actors right now, and that is Jake Gyllenhaal. Man, is he such a good actor. I mean, hope that he gets an Oscar nomination for this because he does good. He should have won the Oscar last year. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. I'm going to be butthurt till the end of time after him getting snubbed last year for not getting the Oscar nomination because he should have won last year, Academy. This is why I don't like you, because Jake Gyllenhaal gave the best performance I have ever seen since Heath Ledger's Joker, and he did not win the Oscar. Bullshit. On a brighter note, this movie I really liked. I mean, if you see the trailer, it pretty much not spoils the whole movie, but you know what's gonna happen. This movie's very predictable, but I really enjoyed this movie, and it's for one reason and one reason only, and it's the acting. I mean, there's a lot of boxing cliches in it, and that's okay with me. Just the acting alone, my favorite part about the movies is the acting, and if the acting's so good, I just really like this movie, and that's what happened. I really like the acting in this movie, and I really like this movie because of it, and I'm giving this movie a 5 out of 5 stars. Now, the next movie. Oh boy, this movie. The next movie I am seeing is Unfriended. Like I said with Insidious 3, I am not the biggest horror fan, but I do enjoy a good horror movie. I wasn't really expecting much into this movie, but it's not that bad. Surprisingly, I thought it was going to be garbage, but it wasn't. Now, basically what this movie is about is that these teens not these teens, but this video online surface of this girl drunk at a party, and she's completely wasted, and people basically tell her to kill herself, so she kills herself. And the evil ghost of Christmas past wants revenge, so she tortures them. And what I really like about this movie is that it explores, like, are your real friends your real friends? Like, they could have done stuff that are completely shitty, and it just not questions your friendship with people, but it makes you question, like, what have my friends done to me? Have they done stuff behind my back? Have they ratted me out to the police for smoking weed? Have they fucked my girlfriend? Like, all that kind of stuff. And I really like why the ghost does what she does. I'm not going to say why she does it, because that would spoil the movie, I think. But I really like that, and my favorite part of this movie, and it's the reason why I'm giving it the score that I'm giving it, is because the whole movie takes place on Skype, or on the computer, I should say. And it's not like, oh, this perfect thing, Skype fucking runs smoothly. No. Skype lags a lot. And this movie made Skype lag a lot. And it was very realistic. Like, you would hear someone screaming, but the computer screen would be lagging, so you don't really know what's going on, but you know something's coming, and then something would happen, and I get 3 out of 5 for this movie. I hear they're making a sequel. I don't know why they're making a sequel. This movie wasn't great to begin with, but anyway. And the next movie is Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Now, this franchise is interesting because it seems that with every movie, the franchise just gets better and better, and that is the same case with this one. This is by far my favorite Mission Impossible movie, and Tom Cruise just is insane with the stunts that he does. Like, he's gonna get himself killed one day, like, jeez, but, man, Tom Cruise is awesome, bro. And what's his name? Fucking Simon Pegg. He is awesome too. Loved him in Star Trek. Love him in Mission Impossible movies. Great movie. Gets 5 out of 5. This next movie I'm reviewing is Straight Outta Compton. It is better than the next movie I'm going to review, and I'm going to tell you why. Well, there's a lot of reasons why it's better than the next movie. First off, it's about the NWA, which I really like. It's about rap and hip-hop, which I really like. And it doesn't bore me. It's basically a history lesson. 4 out of 5 stars for the movie that is Straight Outta Compton. Now, this next movie that I am going to review, and it is the last movie I'm going to review in this movie review, summer movie, season review, whatever the hell you want to call it. And that is Fantastic Four. Oh, man. This movie sucks. I would tell you what's wrong with it, but everything's wrong with it. Easily the most disappointing movie of the year. 0 out of 5 stars. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I lied. Fantastic Four wasn't the last movie review it was doing, because I was just informed that I skipped The Gift. And how could I forget this movie? This is easily my favorite movie of the year so far. It's just great. Everything's great about it. It stars Jason Bateman, who's a comedy actor, which this is a dramatic movie. And that's good when he does that good of a job for being a comedian actor. Rebecca Hall, which is awesome. She's in one of my favorite movies of all time, The Town. Does awesome in that movie, does awesome in this movie. And stars another guy. This guy is... There's two people that are just on point this year, and that is Tom Hardy is one of them, and the second guy, in my opinion, is Joel Edgerton. Man, he should get an Oscar for this role because he does so good. Man, it's about this couple that moves to this town, and Joel Edgerton's character finds them, and there's a little bit of a history between Jason Bateman and Joel Edgerton, and you don't really know what it is, but he starts leaving gifts, and then things just get out of control, and you really question what is truth and what is not. Easily, like I said, my favorite movie of the year, 5 out of 5 stars. Now that ends the movie reviews for this video, and I would do a top 10 favorite movies of the summer, but I mean, I would just repeat what I said about the movies before. But instead, I am doing top 5 most anticipated movies left in the year. Man, there are just a lot of movies that I left off this list. There was Bridge of Spies, Sicario, Legends, The Martian, Not Even Homes I'm pretty excited for. That's not that big of a movie, but I'm still excited for that one. But there's still a lot of movies that I'm just excited for this year, but there are 5 that in particular I am really, really excited for, and I just can't wait for them. Coming in at number 5 is Spectre. Now, Skyfall was awesome. I really like Daniel Craig as James Bond, and I expect Spectre to be just as good as Skyfall, if not better, and the trailers look awesome. I'm just really, really, really excited for this movie. I've always been a fan of James Bond. Not the greatest movies sometimes, but I mean, as of lately, the James Bond movies have been on point, and that's what I expect this movie to be, on point. Coming in at number 4 is The Revenant. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hardy, directed by Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu, directed Birdman last year, which won Best Picture, and he won Best Director for this movie, and I haven't even seen this movie, and I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts that he will get nominated again this year, because he is a great filmmaker. And Tom Hardy, which I said I truly think that this is the year of Tom Hardy. He was in Child 44, which was Mad Max, which is awesome. He's going to be in Legends, which looks even awesomer, and The Revenant. And it's basically about Hugh Glass, which is Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's about he gets stranded by these two people, and they kill him, rob him, and he just wants revenge. Simple as that. Coming in at number 3 is Black Mass. Now, Johnny Depp is a good actor, but he has been in some stink piles lately, I guess you could say. And this really looks like the return of the great actor Johnny Depp, not the cartoon character Johnny Depp, the great actor Johnny Depp. And it's about this gangster, Whitey Bulger, and it's about Whitey Bulger, a famous gangster, him after Alcatraz, and Johnny Depp plays it. It also stars Joel Edgerton, and stars my boy Benedict Cumberbatch. Looking really forward to this movie. The trailers look awesome. Johnny Depp looks awesome. This movie just looks awesome. Coming in at number 2, The Hateful Eight, which stars Sam L. Jackson, which you can't go wrong with the Sam L. Jackson movie unless it involves snakes in a plane, and stars, or not stars, but it's directed by my personally favorite director of all time, Quentin Tarantino. Now, he is awesome. I love all of his movies. Well, most of them, but he is still awesome. And any Quentin Tarantino movie, I'm instantly excited for. Instantly becomes my most anticipated of the year. And just for the fact that Quentin Tarantino directing this movie is why I'm excited for it. Coming in at number 1. I mean, this movie has been anticipated for a while. We've been waiting for it since it was announced. I mean, it's a lot of people's favorite movies of the, or not favorite, but most anticipated movie of the year. And I mean, I'm sorry to be so anticlimactic, but the movie, my number 1 most anticipated movie of the year is The Visit. Directed by Shamalama Ding Dong. And I'm completely kidding, guys. It's not The Visit. I mean, if you couldn't tell this is a joke, it's Star Wars. Like, who the fuck isn't excited for Star Wars? If you're a Star Wars fan, you're excited for it. If you're not a Star Wars fan, I'm pretty sure you're still excited for it. It's Star Wars. George Lucas isn't involved in this. J.J. Abrams directs it. Harrison Ford is back. There's so many reasons to be excited, and fuck you, George Lucas. That's all I gotta say. And that wraps up this video. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry that I haven't made a video too long. I just wanted to do this, just to do something different. And that's pretty much it. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Also, check out Purple Couch Gaming, because I do that too, even though stupid USB cards prevent us from having videos get uploaded. And also thank for the editor of this video, the person who let me use their backyard, their camera, their microphone, all their other good stuff. That's Jamie Sharp. Check out Sharp Productions. And there should be a Batman movie coming out, not soon, but should be coming out on that channel. Just look out for that Batman movie, guys. I swear it's happening. Thanks for watching.